Lauren, here in Northern California, just outside of Yountville and Napa. We're in wine country, we're in olive oil country. Everything here is about good taste.
That is for sure, and good taste is what Lincoln is delivering for us.
With the new Lincoln Aviator.
Right.
They've totally revamped their entire line. They've added sport utility vehicles to it in order to make it more and more appealing to a broader sense, a broader spread of people. And we're going to be taking a look at the new Aviator, their 3-row SUV.
Right, stay right with us.
It's all about good taste, as we said. We are at the Seca Hills Olive Mill, and right over there, the Seca Hills olive oil people cutting down old olive trees.
Right, and here on Car Coach Reports, this is His Turn, Her Turn. I'm Lauren Fix.
I'm the His Turn part, Paul Bryan. How you doing?
This is the 2019 Lincoln Aviator, and I have to say, you gotta stay with us, because this vehicle is dressed to impress.
Boy, I tell you, we are ready to take you down a road that you're going to like to drive with us. There are a lot of beautiful SUVs. The difference is when you open the oyster. See, I did something else with taste. So you open that up, and I kind of stood there for about 10 seconds, and I looked around, and mentally to myself, I mean, you weren't even there at that point, and I opened the door, and I went, holy shnikes, look at this.
And some of the tech will impress you. We'll have that on our Car Smarts channel. I think we need to open the oyster and drive this vehicle.
Okay.
Let's go. One of the things I think when you open the door to the Aviator that blew us both away immediately is how pretty it is.
As jaded as we are.
Yeah, we are jaded because we are.
You know,
we're not biased.
We've got to say that. I mean, you know, we look at stuff all the time,
and we see things that are poorly built, and we see things that are poorly designed.
As jaded as we are, I opened up the door. You were in getting a briefing on the telephone for the key.
Yeah, that's really neat.
Thing, which we'll talk about separately. But nevertheless, I went out and I opened up the door, and I just kind of, you talk about a wow factor.
There's a lot of wow in this car. I'm telling you, everything from this head-up display is the best head-up display I've ever seen.
I noticed that when I was getting
the tour. And I can see it through
tour,
polarized sunglasses.
Yeah. When I was getting the tour, when you were inside, I purposely, you know, like we always do, I put on polarized sunglasses.
And you can
the
see
first
it.
all people are happy, and they go, oh, hey.
This is impressive.
Yeah. I mean,
these
you
are
can
Lindberghs.
see it. I'll call Charles and let him know.
Yeah.
But everything, and it's, you just see this. The woodwork in here is spectacularly nice.
It's like a zebra wood, and it's not fake. I mean,
no.
This is blowing me away. The whole interior.
I'm really impressed.
You know, when you think of American cars, you're like, yeah, they're okay, all right. And everyone knows I own Fords, but not all Fords. I have a lot of German cars also, and so do you. But you know, when you set the benchmark here, and everyone says, what's your benchmark? And what does everyone say? What's the brand?
Well, for me,
Audi, right?
Not for me.
You know what I'm saying? For every manufacturer, they always say, compared to, and they always have a comparative as an Audi.
Well, my comparative is Land Rover and Range Rover.
Ooh, that's even higher in some respects.
Yeah, I know. I mean,
but Land Rover and Range Rover's off-road.
No, when we drive them off-road, and they take us to great places where we get to drive through mountains and streams and war zones.
So who's doing that?
Else. You know, that doesn't happen.
Right.
You know, the point is that you're not going to take your $130,000 Land Rover, Range Rover, Autobiography Black and drive that to butts.
And also the price is twice the price of this vehicle.
That's
twice the price. That's crazy.
This one, you're looking at about 75. The range is 51 to 57 to 81.
Right, 81 is going to be that black label, which is what I think is the way to go. They deliver the car, they pick it up, you know, the whole 9 yards. Basically, you don't even have to leave your house; they'll bring the car to you. The service is spectacular.
Well, so this one, let's just speak from a position of 75 G's for this. I know it sounds like a lot of money. But
who's paying retail?
It's a list price.
Right.
But B, put that against your your benchmark Audi for a 7 or a BMW.
Excuse me, I have to shut off the auto off because I can't stand it. And every time you shut the car off, you gotta set that
it
off.
defaults back, I know. It's crap.
I know it's federal government crap, but some manufacturers have decided to do this. It's the only negative I could come up with. But that's not really a negative.
Well, yeah, I mean, they got to put it in there, though.
Yeah.
If you're looking at this for 75 Gs versus what it's going to cost you in an Audi or a BMW,
right?
On this, I'm buying this all day long.
You could buy 2 of these.
Well, you know, and not only that, but let's take a look at this the other way around too. From you know, we looked at something that would be at least 25 G more. Let's take a look at this, and maybe we should talk about this at the end more than now. But let's take a look at our comparison between this and like a Palisade or a Telluride at around a $50,000 MSRP.
It's a whole car difference.
Well, it's 50% more.
Right, but a lot of people can only afford so much.
Well, yeah, I know that, but the point is this 50% more vehicle than those? You got to stick around and find out what the hell we think about that.
And also our scores at the end.
You might be surprised.
You might be surprised. And also the scores that we're going to give in 10 different categories by performance and handling and visibility and comfort. And I think those are factors that are really important to everybody.
Let's get back to some of the particulars.
Okay, I got to start with my favorite subject. Seating. 30-way. 30. I own a Porsche Cayenne with 22-way seats. This is 30-way. This blows that away. 30-way adjustable seats with 10 ranges of intensity in all different areas. You set it up yourself. It's pretty simple. All you do is press the button.
6 different massage modes.
Right, there you go. There's your massage modes. You can see them all. And the intensity is...
Lower, upper, circular, full recovery.
Oh, this is really nice.
Relaxed recovery, and a woman named Svetlana.
Okay, if you go to the
I am going to crack your back.
if you go to like the passenger side, for example, there's all the pulse adjustments, so you can adjust anywhere he wants, including the split for the thigh support, which I think is good because everybody's built differently.
You know, I kind of poo-pooed that when he first told me about it, and then I sat down in the chair and I set him up. I went, oh boy, I want this.
You know, and people always say, we get a lot of comments on some of the other vehicles, well, why would you want, like on the Explorer, why would you want massaging seats? Well, why not?
Yeah.
If you're on a long road trip...
We have opposing thumbs.
Yeah. But, you know, there's nothing wrong with having a massage if you want. If you don't want it, maybe your passenger does. Yeah. But the fact is that it's available. So I know I usually start with seats, but the center screen has just got everything you need. It really is the home base. But overall, looking as far as seating comfort, you got nothing to say other than this is fabulous.
I'll fix. We're going to find out about the lumbar here.
Yeah, one of the things you do is you press this button right here.
Okay.
But look at the settings you get. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different settings with an intensity of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 different intense. Wow, I could set the seat up any way I want. Look at that.
So it's like Spinal Tap.
But look at, you got
Spinal
bolster
Tap for your lumbar. It
adjustments.
goes to 11.
But you've also got the thigh support here too, which I think is really important. You can adjust it because we're all built completely differently. And massaging seats. Why not? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different massage settings plus 3 different intensities. I'm in heaven.
Are you happy?
I'm so thrilled. Thank you. Oh, you know what? You're not in park. Won't let you do it. Get the heck out. There, this.
Cruise adaptive.
Oh, it doesn't show it?
Oh,
you
no,
can't
it's a hybrid.
That's right. Oh,
it's
so we learned some. Hybrid vehicles you cannot shut the auto off on because it's about fuel economy.
Yeah.
Wow, 494 horsepower, baby. 630 pound-feet of torque.
It's a lot of grunt, and it makes it real low. I thought that it was taking a little bit of time to catch up there.
But it's the electric motor supporting it against.
Yeah, but the electric motor makes all of its torque from.
So the difference between the Reserve, which is a 3-liter twin-turbocharged V6, it has 400 horsepower and 400 pound-feet of torque. This is the Grand Touring, 494 horsepower, 630 pound-feet of torque, 10-speed automatic transmission in both. This only comes all-wheel drive. The Reserve comes rear-wheel drive and all-wheel drive. And this is a 400-plus mile targeted range. The other one, not so much.
You know what?
But the price is up. How much, Paul? This loaded versus the Reserve loaded. We had a whole conversation with some.
It's going to be around 10, 11 G's.
That's a lot of money.
1/4 mile, turn right onto Lower Lake Road.
Yes, dear.
So if you're spending $10,000,
I was talking to the car, by the way.
I thought it was because of my antlers. Okay, if you're looking at buying a Grand Touring, you're spending $10,000 ballpark more. Is it worth it? The power you're gaining, which is 94 horsepower, or 215 pound-feet of torque, is a lot. It's great for towing, but for 10 grand, is that going to sell on a lot?
Not on my lot.
Not well, but I'm saying consumers in certain areas are going to want this because it is a PHEV.
I understand that, but you know, let's take a look at the economics of the thing. If you're going to spend 10 G more for this vehicle, and you've got a pretty darn efficient 400 horsepower twin turbo,
I think it's more than enough. Yes.
You know, which is fine. You don't really need, and again, we get to that point where, you know, how much power do you need?
Depends on the person.
Yeah, it depends.
And it depends where if you live in hilly areas or flat areas, you're not going to need as much.
But still, it's 400 horsepower.
That's plenty.
That's lots, and the grunt's fine on that.
Right.
But when you take that extra 10 G, the MPG difference between the gas and the hybrid, and then you say, okay, you know, I might be getting better MPG on the hybrid, which you will.
True. If you sit in traffic a lot, like in LA or Chicago or New York.
But you're going to have to own this for a while.
Well, you lease, these are leases, let's be honest.
To own, lease, whatever. I mean, you're still going to have to make a pretty strong economic case.
Right. But then again, I think that when you start adding in $2,000 for the phone is my key, which is very cool. The best head-up display I've ever seen is on this Lincoln Aviator. And I guess they're going to start bringing it across the lineup. We'll drive the Corsair as well, which is the smaller version. You start thinking, okay, there's a lot of goodies you're getting for your money here. A lot. The back seat of the Lincoln Aviator is really a lot of room. Now, one of the things that's important, I hear a lot of complaints, is second row seating. There's no armrests. There are armrests on both sides. There's also a very nice center console. I'm just blown away with this super modern design, the Alcantara type fuzzy interior, great audio system from the Revel audio. I mean, overall, the seat is great. Now, there is a manual shade, which is good when you have little kids. Now, going to the center console, you've got heated and air-cooled seats in the second row. You've got a second set of vents, and you have 2 charging ports. One's going to be, you know, whether you want just the AC outlet or you want to use your USBs. 2 cup holders here. Really nice center console. More storage here. The ability to move that upper screen backward and forward from back here, which could be a problem with little kids because we've all been there. Going to the center console here, really nice deep center console, more charging, so your kids won't be complaining because they do that. All right, and then we'll go back to back in the third row. It's kind of tight. I'm 5'7". I wouldn't even ask Paul to come back in the third row. It is great for children, not so good for adults. There's more cup holders here. There's 2 on this side. There's 1 on that side. More storage. Really a great way to get your kids places. However, let's take a look at the back and see what Paul thinks.
Lauren was concerned about the size of the back seat. And so, as we like to try to do with you all the time, is to give you a look in the back. It's right here where you do that. There's a way to do it. So let's pop open the back. Here's the third row. You got a 3-row SUV. So these guys here pop down the head rest here, and then the controls where we can now take that third row and flip it down. And it does give you a lot of storage room back here. The times when you're going to have a full house plus need for the entire back seat for luggage is going to be fairly rare. So this is a good barometer for you as to where you're going to be. Now, in here, underneath in the back, you've got storage that goes underneath here, so you're in good shape there as well. On the side, tie downs here and here. And of course, a lot of connectivity, a lot of AC and places to plug your stuff in. So it's very useful. It's a big old place to keep whatever you've got to store. So Miss Lauren, why don't you join me here, and we'll put a bow on this for everybody.
Well, now that we got a chance to see the trunk, and there is also a compact spare tire on this vehicle, which is nice because not a lot of people have that.
What's your takeaway?
I'm impressed. You know, there are so many vehicles we've stepped into, and as we've said before, we're kind of jaded. You know,
No, we are not. We're really jaded.
Yes. Well, you open a door and you have a certain expectation. You hear a brand name, you expect something. And there are times we get in and go, this is not doing it, or we're impressed. But this is even beyond that. I think Lincoln really blew us away because we kind of came in with okay expectations, and this is much more than that.
Well, we knew that they were going to be, you know, this is a total redo of their line that's been going on.
Design, interior, features, everything.
Now, let's re-rack, what, 3 weeks ago or a month ago when we were in DC?
Right.
And we got into
A Cadillac XT6.
Yeah.
And you can check that out.
And there was expectation there too.
And we were disappointed. And you
that's
can watch
the thing.
why by watching our video up there.
Yeah. I expected to see
something equivalent.
More.
I expected equivalent with this.
There's something that comes with the Cadillac name that should have been there.
Right.
Similarly, we walk to this car,
Lincoln,
and you say, this is on par with Cadillac.
Absolutely.
And
it's equal to the XT6. They're direct
They are absolute direct competitors for one another. And so you say to yourself, okay, I have a level of expectation here too.
Right.
Only here, it didn't disappoint. This exceeded my expectation by quite a bit.
But this competes with Audi Q7. That's a big statement.
And the Cadillac does not.
Right. No, not even close. But also Volvo XC90, which we liked.
Yeah.
And also
BMW.
in the BMW X7.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of vehicles in this category. Infiniti has product, and Acura's got product. Everyone's got product. The question is, did it score well?
It's all about scoring, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes,
let's
time for the car coach.
Let's go to the tote board.
All right, I had to write it out because we were having a whole deep conversation about this. The first item is performance. There are two engine options. There's a 3-liter twin-turbocharged and the plug-in hybrid, which has a lot of horsepower and a killer amount of torque.
You know, instead of going through, each category one by one, because these people have busy lives, let's talk about what the categories were and if there were any surprises in here, because we've been very laudatory of this car.
Yes.
We were looking for stuff around the periphery.
Right, we were looking for everything.
Yeah, to nibble at and say, this wasn't right. And we were kind of blown away by everything.
Right.
Performance, styling, safety, visibility, seating comfort.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with the seats.
It's great.
We'll
I want these seats in my living room. I do.
You do.
Technology,
features, design, quality, and value. So let's give them the numbers, and then you can hear our totals. And they're a little different. Usually it's the other way around.
I'm usually the tough grader on this.
Yes, you are.
But I was...
So performance, we both gave it an 8.
Okay.
I thought it had really good pickup. Handling, you gave it a 9.
I did.
I gave it an 8. Remember, we're grading in this category, not grading it against a Mustang or a performance
Yeah, I mean,
car.
you're comparing it against its peers.
Right. So safety, you gave it a 9, I gave it a 9. I couldn't think of anything it was missing but one thing, and we both agreed.
Oh, the turn signal.
Right, because when you're looking at a Hyundai or a Kia or some of the other brands, you turn on the turn signal and you get a little camera. I don't care where you put the camera. I can put the camera in the side view mirror, just something to help you know what's there, because these are pretty big cars.
Yeah. They're almost 200 inches. I mean, it's a 200-inch vehicle. It's 199.6, and you're going to make me a liar for 0.4 of an inch.
But it didn't feel bulky. Yeah. That was a big thing. Visibility, you gave it an 8, I gave it a 7. Do you know why?
You don't like the headrest.
And the third row, because it blocks whatever visibility you have.
Which you could, and that's, see, I gave him the benefit of the doubt that you could go ahead and just release those and then it would solve the problem.
Right.
So
But the headrests are a problem, and it's difficult
I
because
was
the vehicle
in a
gets so big.
generous mood.
You were in a
molto gentile.
Yes, but the seating comfort, we agreed. 30-way adjustable seats. My daily driver only has 22. 30-way plus 5 massaging settings, 3 settings on the massaging, and 11 settings on the seat. I was like, whoa, the combination's like 500 or something
They
crazy.
got to go to the guy who did those seats and tell him, you take the rest of the week off.
10 for each of us on that. And that's hard to get a 10 for us. Technology, we both gave it a 10. Do you know why I gave it a 10?
I'm thinking because it had everything.
Head-up display blew me away.
It was very pretty.
The turn signal was in the head-up display. There was so much data, and I've always said the best navigation system on the market is Audi's
Audi.
virtual cockpit, without question. But this head-up display kicks butt.
You see, Audi is kind of like the Spinal Tap of displays.
Yeah.
You know, it goes to 11.
It does. It does. It really does.
So.
Features. What were you thinking? We both gave it a 10.
Yeah.
It
I can't think of anything.
The only thing I
good.
would like to see it have is a close button for the hatchets on the side for people that are either disabled or shorter, because you can do it from the remote, but sometimes it's not easy. Remember, your phone is also your remote. It's your key, and that'll be in a Car Smarts video you can check out, which will be posting very soon. Design, we both gave it a 9. I think it's really nice.
It's a very handsome
interior,
car.
hot.
Boy. You know, and it's a shame David Woodhouse left the company.
Yeah.
But this was David.
Must have had a better offer.
This was David Woodhouse's project.
And it's beautiful.
And boy, what a job.
He did
You
it.
know, it's really handsome on the outside.
And the
it's
inside.
exceptionally handsome on the inside.
7 interior options, just mixed colors. I like the one we drove in first with the white interior, but the burgundy, this mahogany, oyster. But the mahogany interior was just, you know, every vehicle we've seen, and we've seen all the different color combinations, are pretty impressive.
I like the mahogany more.
Yep, I agree.
But although the oyster was nice.
And also, I'm a big fan of this. I should put in the features the Revel audio system, top of the line.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't go wrong.
Sounded great.
Quality, we both gave it a 9. The quality of build is impressive.
Yeah.
And we are picky about that. If we look at interior pieces and they don't look right, or the quality of the materials look kind of
We
questionable.
look at the gaps. We look at all of that stuff.
And I have to say, it's pretty impressive. Value, we both gave it an 8. You were having trouble with that.
I was trying to balance, you know, you're looking at, you know, ostensibly if you go to your dealer, you're going to see most of them, the sweet spot's going to be around 75 Gs.
Right.
Unless you go for the hybrid, and then you better
Black
add
label
10
to me is
it.
value.
Yeah, it is.
Time is money.
But you know what? If you're going to 75 and then you're comparing it to some other cars. Now, if you're comparing it to a Q7 or to an X7 or to an XC90,
Yep.
then that number isn't as scary as if you're trying to compare it to a Palisade or to a...
but you're looking at Mercedes in this category as well, and Mercedes has
I never think of them.
Mercedes has a beautiful lineup.
I don't know. I don't think of them.
Well, they tend to be more expensive because they're all piecemeal on the options. It's a German thing. Just keep
Ah.
adding all the options and the price goes like a Porsche.
I haven't seen their stuff in so long, I can't tell.
So the total numbers, you came up with a 90 car coach report score, and I came up with an 88. That's pretty high in our ranking
Yeah, it
scale,
is.
I have to say. And if you haven't seen our videos, we have them over here, and all our social media and comments are down below. We do answer your questions. We try to get as much as we could down in the content below, and if you have any other questions that we didn't answer, or you want to compare something or ask Paul or I a question, we do answer them.
Or if you think we're full of it.
That would only be him.
No, that's the people who know I'm full of it.
Oh,
so.
okay. Well, if you want to subscribe and share this with your friends, we appreciate it. Make sure to check out the other videos. And of course, we have Corsair coming. We've got Volvo coming in their full lineup. We've got a lot of vehicles. And of course, check out those Car Smarts videos. And we appreciate you watching.
We are going to say goodbye from wine country and Napa,
Olive oil
from
company.
olive oil country, and from the land of taste, as they say. Let's see if we can go find the French Laundry and my buddy Thomas Keller.
Yes, let's go. Thanks
Chef
for watching.
Thomas, we're coming for you.